Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's get on with this. Hi guys, welcome back. All set up. Alright, so this is gonna be my last stream before I have a surgery on Tuesday. Long story short, back problems again. First of all, hi Cheeseburger Cats, hi everybody who's here. I'm doing well. I did want to get around to demo discs again at some point, so I kind of looked at the archive of stuff that they had and just kind of threw 3 on the PS2 hard drive again. So, just to kind of give some filler between now and the next playthrough, I figured we could look at some more demo discs again. So all the demo discs that I had tonight are pretty early PS2 demo discs. They're all from 2001. One of them is from the PlayStation Underground scene. It was actually the last, it was the last Underground one that they did before they merged into the, it was either like the Jam Pack series or they just merged directly into the, PlayStation Magazine set. And then I have the, I believe the first 2 just PlayStation Magazine, demo discs that they had between the PS1 and the PS2. So, like, in between, this is at the time in between they were going, in between PS1 and PS2. So I've got the first 2 of those. Yeah, there might be a chance that there's gonna be a couple of stuff that we've looked at before. That's fine, but I just wanted to get right back on track with the PS2 stuff. Hopefully this goes well. Let's boot her up. Also, isn't that a familiar scene that PlayStation 2 set up there? I think that was the setup that they had in E301. There might be a chance we might look at some E301 stuff again. Okay. I had to test out and configure to get these discs, or get the discs working on the hard drive again, because they weren't working at some point. I think I figured out a solution. There's a lot of PS2 demo discs, as I mentioned before. In fact, they did these, or at least they did the PlayStation Magazine set. They did that up until... Okay, so the first 2 I have are like volumes 49 and 51. Those are the first 2 PS1s. They did the PS2 set for the PlayStation Magazine up until like 112, which was like January 2007. So like that's like 6-something years worth of PS2 demo discs there alone. And that's just for the magazine demo disc set. Like there were like singular sets. There were still the Underground magazine ones that they were doing. I mean, in between what they had on PS1 and PS2, there was, God, I want to say an estimate 200, maybe 250 demo discs. So I just have the first 3. Let's take a look at this one first tonight, real quick. First of all, guys. So, kind of word of the wise for, if you can't get your game running immediately on OPL, you might want to turn on mode 1, because that gives you an accurate reads, and maybe mode 5 if you're playing with DVD games. If you play around with the mode settings, you'll eventually get the game working. And that's what the trouble was for when I was, what I had trouble. So it was just stuck on this loading screen that's going to come up. We have looked at a few of these, PlayStation Magazine discs before.
Welcome to Maggie TV.
Oh, Christ,
all Maggie, all the time.
Hey, Maglomaniac, do you want to put aside your plans for...
I forgot about this lady. She's on, like, every one of these,
Sorry. Hey, gang, welcome to the first all-DVD issue of the PlayStation Underground.
The first and only, by the way.
We spent a little time with the Twisted Metal Black development team to see who's the driving force behind that dark and twisted
Metal Black,
storyline.
okay.
Driving force, get it?
Yes, very amusing.
For those of you who wonder how we get a sports star's actual face into a video game, the guys at 989 Sports demonstrated some of their face-scanning techniques.
Oh, right, when 989 was making sports games on top of everybody else at the time, too.
Now who's amusing? We wanted to do something cool and different for
oh
our
my
Spyro
God, the
Heroes of Dragon
CGI.
story, so we took flight with the Insomniac development team.
Yeah, and what was obviously a moment of insanity on the part of our legal department.
And finally, I got to go to this year's Super Bowl, sort of, to check out the PlayStation events that went on
Super
before the
Bowl
big game.
35,
And even though we've changed
I think.
you can still find all your old favorite sections, including the
Who's playing in
vaults,
Super Bowl
downloads,
35?
moves, and more. Check it out, and I'll see you next issue.
Great. You can go back to talking to yourself now.
Yeah, Super Bowl 35.
Are you talking to me?
Oh my god, please end it. Yeah, so anyways, this was part of the Underground demo disc series that they did quarterly on PS1, and this is, I believe, the only one that they did on PS2 before they merged into the other set of PlayStation Magazine demo discs. I legit thought that this was lost media, because I was searching for this a lot last year. In fact, I even just found an eBay listing for it. It advertises Twisted Metal Black on the cover of it, but I don't see a demo listing for it on the back. I thought that this wasn't dubbed. I was surprised to find it in the ROM set that I found on the archive that had it dubbed. So we'll play a couple games, look at a couple movies. But yeah, I was almost set and prepared to buy this myself just to play this on my PS2. But I'm glad that somebody dumped it. So likewise with most of these, obviously there's the demos, but they have downloads. They have trailers for next upcoming games. Cool moves. And just regular reading bulletins. Well, first things first, let's get right into the demos. So this was, what? When did this come out? So 5.1 came out Q3 2001. So I want to say around September or so. September, October. So just about the first year of the PS2's lifespan. We've got ATV Off-Road Fury, good. Army Men. Why is this screen so dark on? Oh, Army Men again. Ooh, Red Faction. I did play a little bit of Red Faction. In my first couple of PS2 streams. Could give or take. PS2 version of Winback. Ooh, Zone of the Enders. I thought this was a PS1 game. I forgot that this was on PS2. Dark Cloud. Careless. Careless. The Bouncer. Yeah, what are the other... Gauntlet Dark Legacy. And Soul Reaper. I forget which one of these Onimusha games I added. Oh, Fury. I meant to install and play one of these Off-Road Fury games at some point. Board. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna remember that. We'll give it more or less an hour for each demo disc. Which was the first one of these to have online support? Was it 3 or was it 4? So now they didn't have online support in 1, and I think 2. Break. Hold on a sec. A little bit. Is the game always this quiet, or did they not add the soundtrack until later? I know I didn't add a lot of PS2 racing games to the list when we did that like a week or two ago. But like as far as racing games that I would play on PS2 above elsewhere, Yeah, I'd say ATV off-road. It's the best. It's the best one of the best off-road games that there is. Consider the fact that they made 4 of these on PS2. I mean, I think I'd rather play this than, like, Jeremy McGrath's Supercross. I wonder if Kyle's played any of these. But again, I'll be honest, I've never actually played any of these off-road Fury games, so this is the first treat for me. If this is an early build of the game, I mean, it's fine. Could probably do with music. Oh, that's it. That's it? That's the whole game? Okay. The series got better over time. It wasn't necessarily a bad one of those. I really care to play Army Men that much. Red Faction. I think the original game was PS2 exclusive. I know 2 was on GameCube and maybe Xbox. We played a little bit of the multiplayer with this. I'm sorry if the capture is so dark. I don't know why it's so dark compared to my... Okay, thank God. I thought it was frozen. Again, I don't have the actual disc for this. It's installed on the hard drive. Impossible.
No time to run, Parker. Guards are coming from all directions.
Okay.
Grab the turret. Get ready.
Well, down is up and up is down on the right stick. That's already bad. X. This is Red Faction 1. Alright, I forgot you could blow up the environment in this. Oh, heck. Yeah, R1 is trigger for this instead of R2. No, R2 is trigger. If the frame rate looks like it's bad, yeah, it is. Was I supposed to leave there?
time to run, Parker. Guards are coming from all directions. Grab the turret. Get ready.
Stop right there.
Yeah, no, it's R1 again.
Hold it, Miner. Stop right
I
there.
mean, obviously in 2001, Halo came along to reinvent the console FPS genre. I wouldn't really necessarily put a pinpoint on what would be like the equivalent of Halo for the PS2 as far as FPS go. I wouldn't even necessarily say Time Splitters, because yeah, as much as I love Time Splitters, I'd say it only would really appeal to the crowd who absolutely loved GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, which, you know, was me. Killzone. Yeah, Killzone, but Killzone didn't come out until later, right? Like, when was Killzone 1? 2004 or so? But by that time, Halo 2 was out, and by the time Halo 2 was out, there was almost, like, no other console FPS that could compare.
Stop right there.
Yeah, okay. Now I can die here.
Ultor's disabled this door. You'll have to blast around.
Okay, everybody knows PS2 way better than I do. Oh, okay. Yeah, SOCOM, and I will admit SOCOM is probably one of the most popular PS2 online games even now. You know, it's also got me thinking with the 7th generation with Xbox Live being way more dominant over PSN, if anybody even remembers the PSN hack in 2011.
Keep moving, Parker. Ultor is closing in on the Red Faction base.
Both close again. Yeah, you know what was honestly worse than having, what was it, like 70 something million accounts compromised, or however much it was. Yeah, you know what was the worst part about all of that hack? Not being able to play your games online for 23 days. 23 whole days, and you couldn't play online. That was ridiculous. Never mind the fact that Sony actually knew about the hack like a week before they told anybody. So I want to put the whole blame on Sony for being responsible for that. Like, yeah, we got a couple free games out of that, but like, isn't the whole point of being able to? Isn't the whole point of the hack of being able to play online? Shit, that would have sucked if I couldn't play Black Ops 1 for a whole month. Like, where the fuck am I going? Just to blow up this door, right? This door. I have to blast around it? Oh. Game kind of reminds me of the Half-Life port that was on PS2, which was a port of the Dreamcast version. Makes you think. You think if, God, does this even use, like, the same engine?
Parker.
Makes you think, you'd think if the Dreamcast lasted, like, another year or something, maybe Red Faction would have been on that.
You'll need to break through the ice first, then release the sub in the control room.
Break through the ice? Dual stick controller. Yeah, they should have in the first place. Let's move up. Oh. Yeah, because as much as I love the Dreamcast version of Half-Life, it is unplayable with just the controller. If you're going to play whatever little FPSs there are on the Dreamcast, for God's sake, please play it with the keyboard and mouse.
This passageway leads to one of Ultor's communication centers. You can send the distress signal from there.
Oh, my poor Dreamcast is sitting in storage again. I probably won't get my Dreamcast out again until, God, if I'm in a new apartment this summer. I love the thing, and I'm even gonna picture it. If I'm setting up my consoles again, my Dreamcast is gonna sit over my PS2. Alrighty then. Let me guess. Nope. Oh, okay. Thank God. Checkpoint. I was gonna say, no checkpoints. They have checkpoints in 2001.
I've been holding the sub for you. You'll need to break through the ice first, then release the sub in the control room.
Most of my screwing up in this game is just because I'm not familiar with the controls. Wait, did I lose my... Oh! Don't press
This
X.
passageway leads to one of Ultor's communication centers. You can send the distress signal from there.
Yeah, I'm not used to R1 being the trigger button on this. Now where? But... the hell is that thing? Game's not making much sense. No wonder why I haven't played this. I forget, was there a Serious Sam on PS2? I know there was one on GameCube.
Oh, I've been holding the sub for you. You'll need to break through the ice first, then release the sub in the control room.
Alright. Yeah, wasn't it like Serious Sam Next Encounter or something like that? Yeah, Serious Sam Next Encounter was on PS2 and GameCube. Then Serious Sam 2 was on Xbox? Yeah, Xbox. That's another one I should get around to playing someday.
This passageway leads to one of Ultor's communication centers. You can send the distress signal from there.
So was I supposed to blow up the ice or something? Alright, I'm sick of Red Faction. I'll give that game a better look when I better understand it. The multiplayer wasn't that bad, though. Star Wars Starfighter. I believe this was an early Xbox game as well. This is one of the few lesser better Xbox Star Wars games. Like this and Obi-Wan were like, if you're gonna leave out two, you might as well leave out this and Obi-Wan. And again, between the two, you might as well just play Jedi Starfighter. Speaking of Starfighter, Naboo Starfighter from Phantom Menace, everyone. One of the best things to come out of the prequels. Did anybody ever play Battle for Naboo on N64? It's like, out of the few N64 Star Wars games, that's the one that I feel like gets talked about the least. It's the one that everybody forgets. Like, yeah, there was Rogue Squadron, there was Shadows of the Empire, there was Pod Racer. But, like, nobody ever remembers Battle for Naboo. Right,
We found it, Nim, but the Trade Federation is closing in fast.
Oh, Star Wars Demolition. Yeah, I played that on Dreamcast too. It is a C-tier Star Wars game. Late release, I want to say 2000? Terribly late, but late enough.
2 more dropships coming in by the mountain. If they brought dropships, they're prepared to
Alright.
fight.
We're moving entirely with the left stick.
Hold them off while we unload the cargo. Jamming their transmissions.
Oh, yeah, that
Picking
one's
up recovery freighter.
one of 2 Star Wars songs that's in every Star Wars game. I remember this from Clone Wars. Yeah, you know what I never remember about Star Wars Rogue Squadron? Assault 2.
They're splitting up. Oh, yeah.
Alright, get back. Get back, Honky Cat.
Enemy sighted. Locking on target.
Christ. If I wouldn't constantly be going straight.
Look out! Somebody get this scarab off my back. Taking damage over here. Red Commander reporting in. get this scarab off my back. Look where you're shooting! They've landed more tanks. Trade Federation tanks have taken position on the ridge. Nim, get over here now! Stop shooting our cargo ship, or our mission will fail.
What, that's not ours?
Level minimal. Great shot. He's getting away. That freighter is almost out of jamming range. Having trouble with my stabilizers. Hold them off a little longer.
Load that cargo and get out of there.
Stay focused.
I have no idea what I'm supposed to be shooting.
It's too late. They've made the transmission. Look out. Request 2 drop ships. It won't be long before they discover the base. Oh, yeah. Where's our ass cover? Yeah. You need some air support over here. Nim, hit the tank, not us. Cargo's on board. They know we're heading for the cave. There's a blockade set up along the land route to the cave. We can't hold this position any longer. We've got to head to the cave. There are only a couple of us left. We can't hold out much longer. Cover us, Nim. We're taking the river route. The tanks won't be able to follow. Great shot. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll just let my allies do the rest of the game for me.
Ground units, cargo has been transferred. Cargo is on board pirate cargo vessel.
Where are all these tanks coming from?
Reinforcement orders issued.
Where are you guys? Get this guy.
Wingman 1 reporting in. Ready for your orders. Attack orders confirmed. With pleasure. I've been hit.
Target hostiles.
Bombers spotted. Yeah. Trying to land more tanks near the cave entrance.
Bombing target acquired.
Shields down. Pulling out to recharge. Stay focused.
Malfunction.
We've taken a heavy hit to the engine. We're on our way. Nim, get over here now. We need air support now. All right.
Fire alert! Damage control.
Fire at will.
Oh, wait.
We need air support now. We need air support now.
Yeah, I played Rogue Squadron. I never said I was good at Rogue Squadron. If they could just tell me what the fuck I'm supposed to be shooting at, that would help.
Two more dropships coming in by the mountain. If they brought dropships, they're prepared to fight.
Jam their transmission before they see us.
Hold them off while we unload the cargo. Jamming their transmissions. Scanner's picking up recovery freighter.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not the best at Battlefront 2 either, but it's definitely a far sight or easier to understand than any of these flying games.
They're splitting up. Locking on target.
Taking fire!
Taking heavy fire.
Malfunction.
guys still with me?
Wingman 1 here. Ready for your orders. Somebody get this scarab off my back.
Request 2 dropships.
Taking damage over here. Great shot. Yeah. They've landed more tanks. Trade Federation tanks have taken position on the ridge. Nim, get over here now!
Pirate craft acquired.
Great shot. Can't take much more. He's getting away. That freighter is almost out of jamming range. Hold them off a little longer.
Load that cargo and get out of there.
Red Commander reporting in.
Repulsor is failing. Too late. They've made the transmission. It won't be long before they discover the base.
Roger, roger. Neutralize resistance.
I'm in trouble. Boosting scan radius to maximum. Ah! Where's our ass cover? Where are all these tanks coming from? The cargo's on board. They know we're heading for the cave. There's a blockade set up along the land route to the cave.
Also, this game I'm just kind of stalling for time just to see what happens next.
Be careful, Nim. You just hit us. Cover us, Nim. We're taking the river route. The tanks won't be able to follow. The bikes will rendezvous with you at the cave entrance. Great shot. I'm in trouble.
Droid 267 in position.
Alright, so defend that.
Units, cargo has been transferred. Cargo is on board pirate cargo vessel. Enemy sighted.
Locking on target.
Those are our guys. Slowly figuring this out.
Don't you need some help over here? Can't take much more. Bombers spotted. There are too many tanks. We can't break through their blockade. Somebody get this scarab off my back.
Roger, roger. Neutralize resistance.
They're trying to land more tanks near the cave entrance.
Bombing target acquired.
That was one.
Yeah. Look out!
Jam all channels.
Wingman, report in.
We need air support now! Nim, get over here now! Ready for new orders. Ready for your orders. All right.
Yeah, I'm going down.
Get this scarab off my back.
Where are you guys? Are you guys still with me?
Ready, sir. Wingman 2 here. Wingman 1 here. Wingman 2 ready. Can't shake 'em! We need air support now! We've taken a heavy hit to the engine! More scarabs arriving. I'm in trouble.
Request 2 dropships.
We need air support now!
Can't you guys go any faster?
Taking heavy fire.
Fire alert!
Ground troops en route to your location.
Shields down. Pulling out to recharge. Scanner shows
Ah, shit.
people blocking the entrance to the cave ahead. Locking on target. About time we had some action on this dead rock.
Where even are we? Tatooine? Geonosis?
Jam
with my stabilizers. Great shot. More scarabs arriving. They can't see through all this debris.
Roger, roger. Neutralize resistance.
Man, get over here now!
Damn it. You get the point. I'm way better. I'm way better at Battlefront 2 and even Star Wars Bounty Hunter than I would be at this. That was okay, but there are way better Star Wars games to come out later. Don't take my word for it, though. Winback. Do I dare play the PS2 version of Winback? So this is a port of an N64 game. This game was pretty innovative, though, for having a bit of stealth or lock on. Not to mention, you know, there was also a sequel. Yeah, this is one of those games that I think was known for, yeah, the cover-based shooting, for hiding behind cover, kind of like Time Crisis. But knowing how I've played Metal Gear Solid before, yeah, this is going as well as I thought it would. Please tell me this is just the end of the demo, right? Thank you. Yeah, I'm not good at one back. Though the enders I did want to check out. Yeah, no, I never even played Winback on N64, so don't blame me for not even trying. So many damn buttons on this controller. Speaking of Metal Gear Solid. Never even played or seen any of these games until I was told about them. It is a Hideo Kojima game. So I'd be stupid not to give it its due. Be honest with me, guys. If I'm not into mecha stuff, how much am I going to enjoy this game? Why wouldn't there be? Yeah, it's from Police Knots.
Foraging through the garbage. You're enders, all of you.
Garbage Day.
He made us come here. No. You have such good friends, don't you, boy of enders? Now, what will you do?
The hell is an ender?
Escape all by yourself, or will you punch me out to save your friends? I guess you have to suffer. If they're wrong, at least they will be able to tease you.
What the fuck is going on here? How many animes have I seen that open up exactly like this? Didn't the Desco kind of open up like this? Yeah, it did. Never mind the fact that I've barely ever seen Gundam or Macross either. I've seen like 3 episodes of Bubblegum Crisis. Yeah, typical Kojima Konami game. It takes 20 minutes for the game to actually start. Never mind, this is surprising, shocking for a movie. Oh shit, they're dead.
I've taken control of Sector 03 by driving away the flies that scourge our Earth. Still no reaction from Target Bravo.
I've managed to get inside the main shaft. Don't forget, Viola. If the target is still alive, you are...
Yeah, you know a game is going to be solid when, within the first 30 seconds onwards, I'm still questioning what the fuck is going on and nothing is explained. How long is this game? Like 6 hours? Is this really that short of a game? Or is it 6 hours, but it's like 3.5 compared to the actual cutscenes, and then like the rest of the game is like, what, 2 hours? of these games did I add to the list? I think I added the first one. I didn't remember that there was a second. Oh, no, I added both of them. Yeah, no, these two were the last two games that I added to the PS2 list. I just couldn't remember that I added them last week. Alright, are we actually playing a game now? Yes, yes we are. Okay, hack and slash.
Did I win?
I have confirmed that the target has ceased all functions. You are correct. You did win.
Who are you?
I won!
Ada, the advanced battle computer of this jet.
I haven't added that soundbite
I
yet.
detect that you are not the frame runner who was scheduled to pilot the orbital frame.
No, I'm not. I just ran in here while trying to escape. Whoa!
I have detected several targets exterior to the hangar, unable to confirm the exact number from this position. Move outside following the direction of the arrow.
How do I do that?
Do you want me to explain how to...
Yes, please!
Please.
Thank you! Please, God! It's a PS2 game and I don't know what I'm doing.
I will begin explaining move. Move forward, backwards, right, and left using the left analog stick. The triangle button is to rise or ascend, and the X button is to descend. The method of attack differs depending on the distance from the enemy. This is close range condition.
Usually with hack and slash games, I'm way better into CQC.
That is all for the explanation of move. I will begin explaining dash and burst. You will begin to dash if you press the R2 button while moving. It is useful when you want to move rapidly and dodge an enemy attack. If you are not moving, you can begin a burst by pressing the R2 button. I will explain how to use burst later.
Maybe later.
That is all for the explanation of dash and burst. I will begin explaining normal attack. When the
It always feels like there's like 17 buttons on this controller.
a shot.
Okay, maybe there is 7 buttons.
In close range conditions, you will initiate a slashing attack by pressing the square button. That is all for the explanation of normal attack. I will begin explaining dash attack. While dashing in a distant condition, press the square button to fire a dash
Why couldn't they
shot.
just keep this A, B, X, and Y?
While dashing in a close condition, press the square button to initiate a dash slash. That is all for the explanation of dash attack. I will begin explaining burst attack. While bursting in a distant condition, press the square button to fire a burst shot. While bursting in a close condition, press the square button to initiate a burst slash. That is all for the explanation of I will begin explaining guard. Press the R1 button to assume a guard condition, which will protect
Every time they say R1 and R2, I have to look at the controller to see which is
Remember,
which.
you cannot protect yourself from a burst attack and throw attack. That is all for the explanation. I will begin explaining grab and throw.
Shake, shake.
If you are close to an enemy, you can grab the enemy by pressing the circle button. If you are holding the enemy, you can choose which direction to throw him by using the left analog stick.
Yep, shake, shake.
When you release the circle button, the enemy will be thrown. That is all. This is the end of the training session.
Perfect. I'm not going to remember any of
It is
that.
dangerous to go out now. Let us get the
Take
Metatron
this.
ore from the nearest item box.
Metatron? What is...
It is an essential element of Jehuti. It is needed to
Of what?
automatically repair the body. Before going out, you must first get the Metatron ore. We have obtained the Metatron ore. Completed automatic repairs to the body. Now, following the arrow as indicated, move outside.
How come this series flew under the radar, but everybody talks about Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill? How many of these games did they do? Just 2? Just 2.
We have shot down the enemy. We have shot down the enemy.
I mean, so far, out of all the demos that I've played on this disc, this is the most intriguing one. Due to the fact that Hideo Kojima Konami. You think Hideo Kojima even remembers doing this one? Never mind that this came out the same year as... This came out the same year as Metal Gear Solid 2.
We have shot down the enemy. We are heading for the outer area of the battle zone. We have shot down the enemy. I have detected a Type C orbital frame in front of our position. It is different from the ones we have previously experienced. Please be careful.
I found you. Get ready.
Oh shit.
What? Are you crazy? It's just a kid. I can take care of him even without weapons.
I repeat, evacuate now.
Did I win?
You have other things to do, don't you?
You embarrassed me this time, so look forward.
I don't even know what the hell I did.
See you again, boy.
Oh boy, lady.
I will explain the mission plan. The mission is to transport this Jehuti to Mars in preparation for...
Oh great, we're going to Mars again, so it is Nadesco.
First, we need to rendezvous with the civilian freighter Atlantis and leave the colony of Antilia. However, Jehuti has just had an overhaul, and therefore has only minimum system capabilities. Jehuti's capabilities will depend on how many function modules we can install. First of all, we need to transplant the necessary modules from the local server in this area. Let me indicate the local server with a marker. You are to proceed to that location. We have obtained the program. We have obtained the scouting mode module. It enables us to fight against more than one enemy at a time.
Us. Who is this us?
A lock-on related operation has been newly added. Let me bring up a window to explain its operation. I will begin explaining lock-on. If you are at a certain distance from the enemy and you press the L2 button, you will lock on to the target. In the lock-on condition, you will move around the target.
I get that there's 2 sets of trigger buttons on the 360 controller. I'm just so not used to the PlayStation 2's DualShock.
L2 button. Press the L1 button to release lock-on. That is all for the explanation of lock-on.
Just L1 and L2.
I will begin explaining escape. If you want to escape from battle, you must first release lock-on. After disengaging, steer in a direction away from the enemy. When the escape counter shows 0, it indicates you have successfully escaped. That is all. I will begin explaining.
Yeah, it's a Konami game, so circle is select and then X is. Well, it's Japanese.
Indicated by the left analog stick. If you release the left analog stick, the camera faces toward Jehuti. You can also.
Wait, is Jehuti the name of the mech thing that I'm piloting?
When attacking, you can aim at a certain spot by using the right analog stick. That is all for the explanation of camera control. This is the end of the training session.
Where did this game come from?
The module we have obtained allows us to select the command menu by pressing the start button. You can save the current status by choosing save from the command menu.
New enemies.
Let us avoid unnecessary battles. There is another local server in this area. Obtain the flying mode module from it. Press the start button to view its location on the wide-range radar map. The green light points to the local server. We will hold battle position.
Be in here.
Colony damage increasing due to battle. We will cease battle position.
Oh, G. X.
We have obtained the Metatron ore. We will hold battle position. We have shot down the enemy. We have shot down the enemy. We have obtained the passcode. Colony damage increasing due to battle. We will hold battle position.
What happened to avoiding unnecessary battles?
We have shot down the enemy. We have obtained the Metatron ore. We will hold battle position.
Good.
Damage index exceeding 50%. We have shot down the enemy. Damage index exceeding 75%, indicating major damage. We have obtained the program. We have obtained the flying mode module. It allows us to move to other areas by choosing area change from the command menu.
And now where I'm supposed to go.
We will hold battle position. Colony damage increasing due to battle. We have shot down the enemy. We have shot down the enemy. We will cease battle position.
No, that's...
It is residential block S02. I assume it is being attacked by orbital frames.
Residential block S02? That's where I live!
Best be finding a new place to live, son.
We are entering residential block S02.
Father, you are alive, aren't you?
Surprised this demo is is much longer than the Metal Gear Solid one that I played.
Father,
I detect no human activity.
you mean everyone is dead?
That is a possibility, but it is more natural to assume the residents were previously evacuated.
Damn it.
I detect vital
that got
activity.
me.
I will zoom up on subject.
How old is this kid that I'm playing as?
Salvis!
Do you know this person?
Yes. Salvis! That is you! Isn't it, Salvis? Are you alright, Salvis?
Leo? Is that you, Leo? What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
What is anybody doing here? What is going on in this game? We've been playing this for however many minutes and I still don't understand what the fuck's going on.
You're going to the church? That's impossible! It's suicide to even try!
Yeah, fuck all religion, am I right?
There'll be no one there anyway!
They steal men's souls and claim them as their own. But perhaps the same could be said about all
You can't do
religions.
anything if you die too!
Well, I'm not dead yet.
What's it gonna be?
Enemy has our position and range. I have detected a second shot fired directly at us.
Oh, I told you, didn't I?
There's just no timer on this demo, is there?
That frame's not a kid's toy. Get out of there now.
I'm not a kid.
There's the proof that you still are a kid.
What?
Yeah, seriously, who is this kid that I'm playing against?
All right, I'm your target.
Damage index exceeded
Oh, shit.
75%, indicating major damage.
And I got a quarter tank of gas left.
Damage to the surroundings increasing due to damage.
You're doing good. I got you now.
Get back. R2 and square.
That was easy on you because you're a kid. Not anymore.
Damn.
Serious damage.
Up.
I got too serious about an opponent who's far inferior to me.
I continue from that point.
No, that's...
It is...
I'm getting into this game. I know we're supposed to be playing more demos, but I'm getting way too deep into this game that I just don't understand. Oh, shit. Wait, hold on.
We are entering residential...
Alright, okay.
Damage to the surroundings increasing due to damage.
I got you now! You're doing good.
Jesus Christ, calm down, Richard.
Because you're a kid. Not anymore.
Colony damage increasing due to damage.
That's fair.
Damage to the surroundings increasing due to battle.
Get up there. I won. Okay, now. Down.
Colony damage increasing due to battle.
Almost got him. Got him. Holy shit. I don't think I've ever seen, much less played a game on PS2 that's gotten this intense this fast. So far the demo goes. Oh my god. Okay, first of all, phenomenal demo, I gotta say. Hey. Second of all, what the fuck just happened? I'm speechless again. Again, I'm speechless as to whatever the fuck it was that I just played. Is that it? Big crash. Yeah, I think it. Good. Alright, hold on. How about I take like a couple minutes just to kind of walk that off, because that just left me that just left my mind blown, all right? Give me a couple minutes and I'll be back, and we'll yeah, go everybody go get a glass of water, all right? I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Everybody taking a breather? Okay, yeah, no, I'm gonna be talking about that all night now. We have... Okay, so let's have two options. I can move to the next demo disc, or we could, We're about an hour and a half into this. I could move to the next demo disc, or we could watch the rest of the movies or trailers that are on the underground 5.1 disc that we were just on. It shouldn't be that long. It's just whatever bulletins or whatever were left on that. Right, I gotta use this again. I legit thought that there would be a Twisted Metal Black demo on this disc. There might be a trailer for it, but just based on the way that the cover for the package that the demo disc came on, I thought that there would have been a demo.
Welcome to Maggie TV.
I thought there would have been a demo for Twisted Metal Black. Alright, well, regardless, what else was on here? So yeah, usually these come with like extra downloads, so none of these really particularly pertain to me, considering I just get most of my downloads for PS2 games now off of GameFAQs. But it's interesting to see that you could download like full sets of things for some of your games. A complete set for Armored Core 2, though, that might be useful. I'm wondering if anybody extracted the files and backed them up from these underground demo discs and then put them on GameFAQs. So there's whatever trailers are on here. Spyro, that's already been on. Game before the game. Oh, is this like... Okay, so this is kind of like the making of NFL Blitz, if anybody's seen that trailer, or that demo. This is like how they get the motion capture. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me?
Covering the Super Bowl. In a few days, this stadium will be pushing maximum density with over 71.
They just superimpose that over.
My first stop was the NFL Experience. A huge event put on in the stadium parking lot that combined games, food, and a chance to test your gridiron skills.
It's funny, I watched Super Bowl 33 and 34 a couple years ago.
I stopped by the PlayStation 2 touring.
They had a PS2 booth at the Super Bowl? Okay, that's kind of cool.
Outside the truck, people were pretty pumped up. While checking out all the games on the truck, I kept one eye open for my suspicious...
Alright, yeah, never mind the Super Bowl action. It's actually pretty cool that they had this there.
To the Super Bowl. Alright, this is Ebor's famed Cuban club where PlayStation has set up the game before the game. Where players from opposing
Oh, that's what
teams
this is.
face off in a quick cyber version of the event on NFL Game Day 2001.
I swear, if I see like Emmitt Smith here or somebody.
This year's event had Jason
Who won that Super Bowl?
battling Qadri Ismail of the Baltimore Ravens.
Super Bowl 35.
This is the 6th year of the game before the game, and so far every team that has won.
Oh man, the Ravens blew out the Giants 34-7.
But no pressure.
And by Ravens, that I think that was the team that the Browns moved to. So technically, who's on that roster?
By now, you people at home already know the outcome, but we thought we'd show you Ismail laying the smack down on Seahorn anyway.
Julian, do you remember the Super Bowl at all? 2001. I'm pretty sure this pissed off a lot of Cleveland fans. Well, the Browns were back by this point, but this was the 01 Browns. Yeah. The halftime shows were probably better by then.
3, 2, 1, and that's the game. Our winner from the Baltimore Ravens, Qadri Ismail.
After that, it was off to the VIP party. If there's one thing you can count on at these events, it's unique guests,
What, tigers?
awesome food,
Why was there a petting zoo with this?
And lots of PlayStation games. If you're in Tampa and you have the day off, you could hang out on the beach playing volleyball and building sandcastles. Or, in our case, my producer and I decided to check out the Florida Gators. When you're in Florida and you're looking for gators, the aptly named
Mini golf.
Gatorland is the place to hang. Through those jaws lie some of the biggest gators you'll ever see.
Okay, this place I have heard about.
Maggie, I thought you were talking about college football. We're not actually going in there.
Oh, Florida Gators, right.
I figured, how often do you get to be this close to live 12-foot alligators? And seeing my producer squirm was...
If I'm in Tampa, the first thing I'm doing is going to Clearwater and getting a grouper sandwich and walking on the beach. That was the last thing I did when I was in Tampa.
I'm pretty sure our insurance doesn't cover this.
Oh, come on. Would you look at the size of some of these guys? Are you getting them in the shot with me?
Maggie, watch out! Oh, great. Now you've lost your hat. Would you get out of there before you lose something else?
Chill out, Steve. That was your hat. Ooh, a 989 sportsman, eh? Come back here with that hat.
You know what else I found funny? They did NFL Game Day 2005 only on PS1. Like the last one that was on PS2 was 2004.
Locker room challenge where NFL players are battling it out on PlayStation 2.
They somehow managed to do sports games on the PS1 up until 2005.
Fans had a chance to grab autographs from their favorite football greats.
I get that these were Sony published, but it seems weird that these were like the only NFL games that they really covered on the PlayStation Underground. They've been doing these since like the first issue.
I asked a few people who they thought were going to win the big game.
The Ravens are gonna kick the Giants' ass!
Wait, this is 2001. Baltimore Ravens. Do they have...
You're telling me I don't have tickets to the Super Bowl?
Now, I never said I was getting you into the game. I said you were going to...
Oh, no. I keep mixing it up with the Minnesota Vikings. I thought Dante Culpepper was on here. No, Dante Culpepper was on the Vikings. Alright, that was educationally cringy. School borders.
PlayStation 2 has brought about incredible advances in video game technology. Along with these advances come new challenges. Game makers are finding new and different ways of tapping into the hidden powers of the PlayStation 2 graphics engine.
I mean, they've been doing motion capture as far as I know since like even Mortal Kombat with the digitized actor.
The result, the most realistic pro riders of any snowboarding game.
For the face scanning part,
It's cool to see how they did it back then, though.
Professional riders, we did Barrett Christie, Todd Richards, Kevin Jones, and several others. And then we did about
There's Sean
13
Palmer at this
people
point.
that were non-riders, just to have a good variety of heads for the game.
Having the pro riders face scans lends us the opportunity to have all kinds of introductory animations where you see the riders preparing for their run, you know, adjusting their shirts, collars.
Alright,
it really lends itself
get
well
something to
to
eat.
the beginning and end of each run.
For those of you who are not familiar with this amazing technology, we asked the team to show us how they go about scanning someone's face.
In order to scan ahead, we bring the talent in and they sit in the chair, and we have a camera that projects a beam of light right onto their face. We capture 9 or 10 different angles, and what you have to do is you take like a front angle and then they twist around in a circle, and we get every different angle because you can't actually get a whole head in one shot.
I want to assume it's more or less the same process as it is now,
It comes back with
just with
heat
better
sensor
rendering.
photo. It reads the depths and the light, so you know the nose will be.
'Cause, you know, it's also kind of funny thinking about it. It's like, you know that most of the NPCs' faces in GoldenEye and 64 were actually just the Rare dev team. And they had, like, some of the Rare devs themselves as hidden characters in the multiplayer.
Piece it together, and end up with a 3D model, a nice mesh head. Once I get it,
I think same with Perfect Dark as well.
together, and then I have to go through and fill in any holes and gaps and that kind of stuff. And then we apply the texture.
The realism definitely blew us away, but we wanted to know what some of the real snowboarders thought about their character's likeness.
After each
Their
rider
suit.
got his head scanned, they always want to go check it out.
A lot of them
usually
suit,
shocked how
probably.
close it is, and some of them are pretty scared, but that's what they actually look like in 3 dimensions.
That's really weird. That's wrong.
I will say though, you remember when I was showing off the PS1 for the first time when we did the T-Rex demo? The T-Rex looked really nice, but that was because it was like the only thing that was being rendered on the screen at the time. So for a lot of this stuff, the polygons or the quality drops a little bit when you have to render so much more stuff in the game too.
Is only one part of the equation. Since realism is such an important part of a game like Cool Borders 2001, they also need to get the moves right. This is where having one of the largest in-house motion capture studios in the world comes in handy.
The studio itself, I've heard that it's the second
Like,
biggest.
yeah, that T-Rex looked cool, but like,
roughly
if
about
you ever played like any of the
6
Jurassic Park games on PlayStation, it kind of waters it down when you have to do everything else.
A 15 camera Vicon system to
Never mind the processing power of the PlayStation compared to, you know, the leaps and bounds that the PlayStation 2 had.
Like football and basketball is easy, but how do you go about capturing a sport that involves flips and jumping off cliffs?
The way we get all of our grabs and flips and tricks into the game, we actually set up an 18-foot trampoline.
I know I mentioned Mortal Kombat, but like, did they have to like?
A special snowboard that was
I'm wondering if like they had to like make a new process for motion capture for like the later Mortal Kombat games as they came out later, especially for like Mortal Kombat 4 when the game went to 3D.
Until he got enough air, then he'd throw one of the grabs out. And then after we get all that data, we remove the vertical data so that
Yeah, if anybody has like some footage of like the making of Mortal Kombat 4, let me know. Share that in the Discord.
And we can't wait to see what comes next.
Cool Borders is actually the first game that we've tried to use this technology in. It's all brand new to us.
God, I think I remember also playing like a demo for like the first Cool Borders on one of the earlier PS1 demo discs, and then I played 2001, and it's like the difference between like Cool Borders 1 and then 2001, like 5 years later, was amazing. They definitely nailed down the technique later on.
Things coming in, and there's going to be facial motion capture, so we can actually mark up a face, and then we can capture that person talking, and then you'll get their real facial expressions and their real phrases, and there's a lot of exciting stuff going on, and we're still learning here.
You know, it kind of also reminds me of the like the talking Mario and Wario heads that you saw at E3.
And they're people I ride with all the time.
It's like what's his name? Charles Martinet was doing the motion capture for that too, and that was pretty early technology.
I think we can all do a lot more in the video game than we can in real life.
When you think about it, it's pretty innovative stuff for what was it, late '90s technology. Oh, okay, here's Twisted Metal Black. I do have this on my PS2, and I did download the online as well for it. If somebody does an online night for Twisted Metal Black, I will be there.
Fans of Twisted Metal know that the series set the standard for car combat games.
Is this
recently Sony Computer Entertainment?
Is this also
convinced the creator
989
of the
that did
series,
Metal
Dave
Black?
Jaffe, to design a new.
That's his last
more
name,
intense
Jaffe.
version of the game for the PlayStation 2. The result.
I'm wondering how to pronounce
Twisted
it.
Metal Black.
No, it's Incognito.
The series began as a design idea that me and another designer, Mike Yam, had back in '93
I thought-
or '94. And
I mean, when we looked at the last PlayStation demo disc, they were talking about Twisted Metal 2.
And I was the lead designer and
And
director.
we were also talking about how much this guy
Twisted Metal 2.
has very controversial opinions for Metroid Dread.
Group began working on Twisted 3 and Twisted 4, and their take on the game was different than ours.
Most
Yeah,
people felt
like he was only known
the
for
third and
1 and
fourth
2.
installments of Twisted Metal did not live up to its predecessors.
Yeah, Metroid Dread.
From what we've seen so far, what's going to separate
I'll be honest, Rob Zombie was like the only thing worth looking forward to in Twisted Metal 3. And I honestly didn't mind Twisted Metal 4. I like the controls were way better in Twisted Metal 4 than they were in 2. Now that they had DualShock.
Decidedly more twisted than ever before.
Yeah, they did bring back David Jaffe for Twisted Metal Black.
Place in an asylum called Blackfield Asylum.
So there's a fine line between, you know, people who love Twisted Metal 1 and 2, and then those who tolerate 3 and 4.
Some are there because
But
they're simply
I definitely know that the people who are fans of the series probably say 2 is the best one.
Discover their backstory and their history.
I don't know. I didn't mind 4.
Character we based on Hannibal Lecter from The Silence of the Lambs. Basically breaks them out.
Hannibal Lecter. I think the Hannibal movie was out this time too, right?
And he offers them.
Yeah, Hannibal by Ridley Scott.
If they'll play his contest,
that was out around this time.
Sort of heart and soul desires, which sort of in the tradition of Twisted Metal doesn't really turn out always to be exactly what they thought it was.
And he looks so much different here than he did in, what was it, 1996?
But besides the storyline, what we really wanted to do was focus on the deathmatch. So to that end, in the one-player game, we have our basic story tournament mode where you pick a character and sort of go through the world with that character. Then we've got endurance mode where we basically drop you into a level and there's no health, and we basically bring one car after another, after another, after another, and we try to figure out how many that you can get through before you basically...
Oh man, he was even on for Twisted Metal Head On. It was... It didn't come out on PS2 until 2008.
Then we also have co-op mode where 2 players can go through the story mode together. But they all really are focused more on deathmatch.
I mean, Twisted Metal is known for deathmatch above all else anyways, right? It's a multiplayer game. Through and through, Twisted Metal is multiplayer combat.
Twisted Metal games had a cool look and feel. You've not seen anything yet. With the technology of PlayStation 2 at their demented disposal,
when did the online
create whatever its collective imagination desired.
As we started to look at some
release
of the
later as a free
specs in
send away.
PlayStation 2, we began to realize that we could actually create a game that fulfilled all of the fantasies we had had back in '93 when we first came up with the idea of a Twisted Metal game. We've got clouds rushing overhead that creates this kind of eerie feel. We've got trash and dead leaves blowing through the streets, firefights on crowded freeways with moving traffic.
I was surprised to see that this game got rated M.
Actually being able to see your characters in their cars.
Like after, what, 4 or 5 games that got rated teen, this one finally pulled the M.
We have a lot of memory, a lot of processing, so you'll see a lot more interactivity, a lot more destructibility. I think in one of our levels we're up to, I don't know, close to 1,000 different things you can destroy.
Not only are there more things to destroy, but there are a lot more ways to destroy them. In Twisted Metal Black, you will come face to face with a lethal array of new weaponry.
In Twisted Black, we've made a real effort to build a significantly deeper weapon system and weapon structure.
You can use them, of course, as fire and forget, and they'll have a lot of next generation capabilities. But for the skilled player, there's multiple ways that you can use some of the specials.
Like the satellite attack. As you launch the weapon, these
I was gonna say, I mean, this was after Vigilante 8 Second Offense, but like, I know there was one other Vigilante 8 after that.
More damage, but it's significantly more challenging to do.
But like, was there one on PS2 at all? Because I know there was one that they did on like Xbox 360. Yeah, there was Vigilante 8 Arcade and on XBLA.
World of Twisted Metal Black, and come out screaming for more.
The windows are shaking, pictures are falling.
Yeah, by this point, Vigilante 8 was 2 and done.
Going on in your living room, it's just unbelievable. We're excited to release this to the universe.
In stores June 2001. I mean, I am more eager to play the online of Twisted Metal Black. Hopefully, if the servers are still up. Let me check. I mean, like, yeah, the official servers are down, but like, if there's like private servers up for it. Let me just check real quick. Like, when's the last time somebody played this? 2021, 2022. Okay, so there was somebody who played it in January. Okay, yeah, so there are. It's just, you know, I gotta find a group to play it. But if I find a group to play Twisted Metal Black online, I will do that. And is there anything else? Sure, let's see some guys' sick moves.
I have a full move for SSX for the PlayStation 2. Now, at the beginning of the Tokyo Megaplex stage, there's a fan that blows your racer up to the next part of the stage. Now, the camera angle may try to fool you, but you do actually have full control of your character during this airtime. Now, you can use this airtime to really rack up a really high score that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise.
Do a second take on this.
The fan comes up fairly quick in the stage. In fact, it's right here. Now, you lose sight of your character, but as you can see, the score keeps racking up, and if you continue doing moves, you can get a really, really high score. In fact, you can actually rail, like I did right here, and get a really high score.
I'd say this was still at a
That's
golden
pretty
age
much
of...
it. Give it a try. I know you'll get a great score.
Anyways, I'd say that this is still at a golden age of decent snowboarding games between the PS1 and PS2. I mean, when the Xbox debuted, they had Amped and... Yeah, no, the Xbox debuted with Amped and Dark Summit. I've never really played much of Amped 1 or 2, but as I keep saying, if you're ever going to play a good snowboarding game that goes under people's radar, and if you still have your 360 around, Amped 3 was one of the better launch titles for the 360. It's one of my favorite snowboarding games. Alright, let's check this, and then we can probably move on to the next demo disc. Wait, did Off-Road Fury 1 have online? I thought they didn't add online stuff for PS1 until like the next year. Okay, Off-Road Fury 2 definitely had online. Let me check the listing for... I don't remember the first game having online. No, PS2. Oh wait, no, it's not for the game. It's just for. It's just for. Yeah, because Gran Turismo 3 didn't have online. Okay. Yeah, no, never mind. Right. Oh yeah, in each of these underground magazine issues, they have like hidden codes that they don't announce until like the next issue after. So yeah, like sometimes there's like hidden demos and hidden stuff that you can download and play, but you have to insert a code that they don't tell you until the next one after, unless you magically figured it out on your own by just pressing random buttons. Yeah, I would definitely buy an Ape Escape shirt. I would definitely buy an Ape Escape hat. There. I already have a watch. $20 for a watch. For Gran Turismo 2? Wasn't 3 out later that year? Session. I wonder if... It's probably a given, but like I wonder if any of the stuff that people did buy from this ever ended up on eBay at some point. Oh god, no. I'm sick of Lara Croft. God, me and Junie are officially sick of Lara Croft. How much Lara Croft stuff is there? Oh my god, how much Lara Croft stuff? Fucking lord! How much Lara Croft stuff was there? I kid she was still popular, and what? This was before Angel of Darkness. Good lord. I mean, not blaming myself, I definitely would buy that. Fucking lord, that's enough Lara Croft. I think I've seen this up on eBay at one point, but they wanted like $100-something for it. Cargo shorts. How do you order this shit? Okay, now that's actually a useful thing for the time. Siphon filter 2. Whoa, is 3 not out yet? A Toomba lunchbox. Yeah, a lot of stuff is just making me chuckle on the inside. That's it. Good. The PS1 game graphics better on the PS2. Depends on if you upscale it. The next issue that never came out. This was the last one that they did again, and after this they just merged it with the magazine demo disc set. What were they planning though? More E3 stuff, great. Tokyo Game Show. Okay, I would kind of tease this during the E3 streams, but I do have some archive footage of Tokyo Game Show 2001 and 2002 that I would like to show off at some point. I don't know if Junie's up to it, because I kind of felt like I made him sick of E3 and 2001 stuff until we do E303 later. So, sometime between, like, April or so. I mean, E303 is still planned for May, but, like, maybe in March or April, if I can find someone else to do a Tokyo Game Show with me. It'll just be one episode. I only have like 3 hours of footage. I'm not going as crazy as I did for E302. Yeah, I do want to do Tokyo Game Show at one point. Wait, was there anything else there? Yeah, but. Nope. Well, that was surprisingly decent for what it was. I mean, what other demos and stuff did they have on here? Just a quick check. Because for me about this, it's more about the demos and the extra features than anything else. Yeah. ATV. Red Faction, I need to figure out how to play. Star Wars Starfighter, I'm just not good at. Windback, don't even bother. There's Dark Cloud. Sports. The Bouncer. I swear to God if there's a demo for the Bouncer. Okay, no, just a trailer. Everybody, this was Square's first game that they put on the PS2. If this feels like a if this feels like a Kingdom Hearts beat 'em up, that's because it is. But yeah, this came out just before Final Fantasy X, I think. And yeah, the main character is straight up a ripoff of Sora. Everybody jokes that the main character is just bootleg Sora. I mean, it's by the same artist, or it's by the same character designer that did Kingdom Hearts. So the joke fits the bill. You can give or take about how well or poor this game is aged. That will be up to you to decide. Square had to start at some point for PS2 games, and that was it. Gauntlet Dark Legacy. I mean, well, I might as well just look at the rest of the days. I played a lot of Gauntlet Legends on N64 and Dreamcast. Dark Legacy is just pretty much like version 2 of this game. This is on PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. It's your standard multiplayer brawler arcade game. The one that I kind of wanted to play was Seven Sorrows, but I heard Seven Sorrows is like very buggy from what I've heard. I don't know. I haven't played it for myself. But there was definitely no shortage of Gauntlet on the between the PS1 and the PS2. Like if you play Gauntlet Legends, then I don't feel like there's much of an expansion here, other than just like maybe a new world. Funny enough, one of the used video game shops around here has an arcade cabinet, or he did at one point. I don't know if he still does, but like the guy who runs the store has an arcade cabinet of Dark Legacy. Fun multiplayer game, worth an afternoon. Legacy of Kain. I know a few people who love this series. This series has kind of been in limbo for way too long. I played a bit of Soul Reaver 1 on Dreamcast, which Soul Reaver 1 has especially aged well. Our boy Raziel. I think Soul Reaver 2 was PS2 only. And like Legacy of Kain Defiance was like the last one. Yeah, like there was Soul Reaver 2 and then there was Blood Omen 2. Yeah, Soul Reaver 2 was PC and PS2 exclusive. And Blood Omen 2 was on Xbox and GameCube later. And then they ended with Defiance. I'd love to play this, but I want to get through Soul Reaver 1 first. Did they ever put that game back up on Steam? Because I know they took it down for a while. Because I heard it was also a broken mess on Steam. And Raziel is such an underappreciated protagonist. I bet this guy could go head to toe with Dante from Devil May Cry. Spawn, maybe. Maybe even Spawn. Like if Spawn wasn't in Soul Calibur 2, I would have loved if they put Raziel in there instead. This came out, was this 2001? Yes, this was. October 01. Came before Soul Reaver. Oh, Blood Omen. I never played the original Blood Omen. I just played Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver 2. Yeah, Soul Reaver 2 was originally meant for the PS1 and Dreamcast, so they reworked it into PS2. Onimusha, don't care about. The last Yeah, fine. Onimusha. I'm still very partial to the Onimusha and all these Toei Dynasty Warriors whatever games. Oh, no, froze my PS1 or PS2. All right. How about we move on to the next demo disc? No, that one somehow took up 2 hours of our time. I was only planning on doing an hour each. So... No, I added 3 of these. We might only have time for 2. $49. Let's go. That should also be like early 2001 as well. Yeah, this is when they started to brand as the Underground.
Hey gang, well it's E3.
Oh great, we're back at E3.
In front of the Los Angeles Convention Center.
Again.
Maggie, since this is our first issue packaged in with the official PlayStation magazine, you might want to take this opportunity to introduce yourself.
Oh, that's right. Hi gang, I'm Maggie, the host of the PlayStation Underground, and as my producer.
Yeah, she was also in a couple of the PS1 ones as well.
So that every once in a while you'll get more than just your regular demo disc. You'll get a DVD, playable only on your.
I'm glad that they did add more content into the PS2 ones. Also with uncompressed cutscenes.
To celebrate the transition, we thought we'd do something a little different for this issue. So our programmers are using a new.
I don't know if this was before or after they moved to the Underground series to this.
You can actually get a quick peek at the show floor. Here's how it works. Once I take off out of here, you can use the analog sticks to pan the camera left to right.
I guess we're going back to E3 again, this time me solo. It's not that I'm not optimistic about it, it's just, haven't we already seen enough from E301, especially 02 at this point?
Games and videos in different areas.
And what about the stories?
I'm getting
I mean, it'll just be Sony coverage this time.
You can also check out
it was
the
Dark Cloud.
shot while in Japan on the games Dark Cloud and Extermination.
I thought you went to the Tokyo Game Show.
How right you are. However, rather than showing you the games that will someday end up on the shelves here in the US, we thought we'd give you a look at some of the stranger titles.
Fuck?
And downloads?
They're in there. Just look for the icon on the menu display.
Well, it sounds to me like you've got this issue wrapped up, but aren't you afraid that the 300...
I mean, to be honest, I don't even remember much of Sony's input at E301 besides Jack and Daxter, which I guarantee we're going to see her at some point. You know what? If they have E3 stuff, we might as well get that out of the way. Yep. Oh, crap. It's actually... Alright, well, this is way more interactive. Yep, there's Soul Reaver 2. There's Maximo, the Ghosts and Goblins. I'm actually moving it. Like, I'm actually moving the camera. Okay, this is cool. That must be Twisted Metal again. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff we've already actually seen. Yeah, there's Barbie Explorer, good lord. A lot of the stuff we've actually already seen, so... Yep, there's the Sega booth over there that they wouldn't let us into. I don't know, this must have been before they let everybody in. Adam. Sweet. Man, I wish they did this for more. That's one thing that I... Yeah, see, there's Jack and Dexter over there. And Final Fantasy. How dare they advertise Nintendo stuff in a PlayStation demo disc? that was kind of cool. Alright. Yeah, let's just... I don't even remember if we showed most of this stuff, if that was the case, but it's always fun to go back and look at it. I mean, what perfect time that we just finished Jak and Daxter and we're looking at this stuff again. So now it makes more sense. Jak and Daxter was a really good game. I just felt like I kind of breezed through it a little too quickly. Like it said it was like a 10 to 12 hour game, and I got through it in 9 and almost 100%ed it. So for how long the game was in development, it felt like there could have been just a little bit more. Granted, I'm glad that it ended when it did. It was starting to get a little bit harder. I do remember when they were talking about that thing there. Alright, so that's that. Yeah, this we did see. If anybody remembers this from way long ago. Oh, no, this was in November, right, that we looked at this? So this is where they pulled out the... So this is where they pulled that from.
And it's our first project on the PlayStation 2. And this game is something that we're really excited about. It was developed for a year and a half. It's a non-linear gameplay, and you have various tasks to solve. And as you go forward, you see that there's a very involved story.
Honestly, now that I'm looking at it again, it makes more sense and it makes me appreciate it a little bit more.
The precursors who are somehow involved in the creation of this universe. Nobody really knows why it's there, but our main character, Jack...
I'm hoping one of these demo discs on the PS2 has an early version of Jak and Daxter that I can look at.
It's got continuous worlds. There's 8 times of day change.
But yeah, if you're looking for this again, it's on YouTube. So I'll probably just look at Jak and Daxter and then move on.
Than you ever saw in Crash. And the sky's the limit with PlayStation 2. It really is unbelievable the amount of muscle we're getting out of the system. Jak and Daxter, Precursor Legacy. Look for it in stores this holiday season.
Alright, get out of here. Alright, Jak and Daxter. Okay, I kind of want to look at Pro Skater 3 again. Yeah, I remember that. They had that for 01 and 02. Man, after all those streams, I feel like I've squeezed almost every drop out of those lemons. We really got to move on to a new E3. I think at E3 03, we're going to look at Tony Hawk's Underground, because that was the new one out that year. Last time we looked at Pro Skater 4. I had played a little bit of Pro Skater 3 online.
If you run into somebody else in the middle of a huge trick string, you can wipe their whole.
And hell, I still have Underground 1 and 2 for Xbox. I think they got rid of the online for 2, but they kept it for 1, and I've played a little bit of 1 online. Another game that frequently gets played on X-Link High. And I saw Devil May Cry. This is our next PS2 game we're playing.
Hi, I'm Todd Thorson, Director of Marketing from Capcom Entertainment. We are today looking at Devil May Cry, the brand new Gothic...
AKA not Resident Evil 4.
...the Resident Evil series.
Oh man, I hope that prototype got leaked somewhere online. If the E3 demo is on Hidden Palace at PCRF somewhere.
He has the ability to transform into a demon state where he really can inflict massive attacks. What's What's great about the game is actually the fast action gameplay. So you're battling with a sword, you're battling with guns. You take a demon, slash him with a sword, at the same time throw him up there, blast him with your guns. The pace of the game is just absolutely amazing. Stunning graphics, it all comes together just for an incredible game experience. Devil May Cry is coming for PlayStation 2 November 14th, so look for it then. It's going to be a great release.
You honestly can't blame me for going back and looking at E3 01 and even 02 so many times, because there was just so many good games that came out during this time. I mean, 2 new consoles, the GameCube and the Xbox. The PS2 had Devil May Cry, Metal Gear Solid 2, Silent Hill 2, Jak and Daxter. I mean, look at these. These are still AAA games today. And on top of all the stuff that we looked at in 02. So just go around. So Dark Cloud, I'm gonna let this speak for itself because I don't know shit about PS2 RPGs. I think it's just it's an action RPG, right?
The village of Naroon is bathed under the illumination of 2 moons.
First of all, I think this is a launch title.
The villagers
No?
dance
No.
in celebration of the harvest festival.
Yeah, it's just an action RPG, so like doesn't play like your standard RPG, so it's not turn-based, so that's a plus. I mean, that's something I look at.
In one fell swoop, the village is
Mentioned on the Discord that Dark Cloud 2 just celebrated its 20th anniversary here in the US.
myths and fairy tales. Will you be able to revive and restore this world? After the destruction of the Western continent, our main character Toan awakens to total darkness.
If Adam and I were sharing the PS2, I would let him handle most of the RPGs.
Himself as the Spirit Emperor. The Spirit Emperor bestows a great responsibility.
Most of these
on
games are
Toan,
just
a young man
way too long and convoluted for me to check out.
Rebuild the world that has crumbled before him.
Toan's village has been destroyed by these evil beings. To rebuild them, you must first collect the various...
If I didn't remember this game when it was new, I mean, how could I? It was 2001. But like, if I don't remember this game being on the shelves or whatever, and nobody really talked about it for like their favorite PS2 games, then it definitely flew under my radar. Ironic again for it being a Sony published RPG.
This world-building system, which the game's creators have named the Georama system, is perhaps the most innovative feature in Dark Cloud.
Being able to build your own world and interact with it in real time is extremely fun, and we wanted to combine this new feature with a very popular genre like an RPG, so that we could build an incredibly deep and robust game for gamers everywhere.
But Teron, if you or any of your friends had a PS2, other than maybe Final Fantasy, did you guys play any other RPGs as much? Just, yeah, obviously, if you had a PS2 for RPGs, so it's gonna be Final Fantasy, right? I don't take it you would have known anybody who played Final Fantasy 11 online PS2, right? Okay, so I don't know, just throwing out like a random name like Steambot Chronicles, if that ring a bell.
Character development that RPG players demand. There are 6 playable characters available over the course of the game, and as your adventure continues, you will have to carefully manage their development.
Sailor Iris. Yeah, that stuff I would know nothing about. Name only.
Various fairy tale themes have been incorporated throughout the game. It is an epic story of good versus evil, a fantasy world filled with
Those are the best I do now.
Magic. And the creators of Dark Cloud claim that only the power of the PlayStation 2 could bring this sweeping story to life.
I was fortunate enough to get through Sudeki on Xbox. That was only what, 15 hours.
The development of Dark Cloud. There were so many things that we were able
Granted,
to
I kind of breezed through that game in like a week and a half.
We've included a lot of realistic details that only the PS2 can allow. It's a dream come true.
Yeah, these games are also on PS4. Yeah, PS4, PlayStation Network.
with its deep and involving storyline, innovative design, and stunning graphics, Dark Cloud sets a new standard for role-playing games on the PlayStation 2.
It'll be somebody else's favorite game. It's definitely not going to be mine. I don't deny its legacy, though. Extermination, on the other hand.
This summer, you will go on a mission deep.
This was in the list of, like, horror, like, survival horror games on the PS2 that I looked at a couple weeks ago.
A mission that you may not survive.
The intro reminds me of Aconcagua on PS1. Yeah, see, like this would probably be way more my genre than any RPG that I would be forced to play on PS2.
This is Extermination. From Takuro Fujiwara and his team at Deep Space, Extermination will take you places you've never been before.
This also kind of reminds me of Ubisoft's survival horror game, Cold Fear, the one where you're on like the Russian ship.
Because of the extremely low temperatures, they're able to conduct experiments on dangerous viruses. Suddenly, a distress signal is sent from the base, and all communications are cut off.
When Dennis Riley and his partners in the Marine
Dennis Riley, what a
Red
name.
Light team arrive at the top-secret Antarctic base, they find that infected mutants have taken the base over, and that they are hell-bent on infecting the members of Red Light with their deadly virus.
Who did this game again?
Well, there are creatures in the facility that have violently mutated. They spit a green substance, and the infection that...
Oh great, didn't I just play through Parasite Eve?
At first, when you become infected with the virus...
The wiki straight up says since the title was a first-party game and came out very early in the system's life cycle, it was used as a showcase for the system at trade shows before its release. So literally, this game was built for E3.
You need to find a treatment pod. When you're infected, your body gets eaten away from the inside. Your strength diminishes over time. When you've deteriorated
How
completely,
funny is that?
it's game over.
They build games that are just straight up tech demos. I like the premise of this, though. It's almost like if Parasite Eve actually was like a real survival horror game rather than just your standard action RPG.
A lethal virus, danger at every turn. Sounds like a classic formula for an action movie, and that's exactly what Deep Space has aimed to create in Extermination. An action movie where the player is immersed into a world where his actions, his fear, and his wits are what control the outcome.
He's gone.
We all see tons of films, and they all affect us differently. They move us, or they excite
When did Mission Impossible
So we wanted to make
2
action
come out?
games feel more like a film. We thought that the gameplay would have
That was 2000.
You'd get the full flavor and power of it all.
Yeah, then MI3 was
We developed
2006.
the region action system, and I think that clearly distinguishes this game from other action games.
With the region action system, you control the character's movement with just one button. For example, when you need to jump, hitting the action button will make you jump.
What was the criticism on this
Just hit
game?
The same button. It makes the controls streamlined and easy to use.
From the player's point of view,
Chris says the awkward, straightforward gameplay and voice acting. Okay, if it's got bad but good voice acting, that's totally acceptable.
Other than his teammates, Sergeant Riley has one crucial companion in the Antarctic cold, his advanced, highly customizable assault rifle, the SPR-4.
They said that this game reminded them of John Carpenter's The Thing. Which, never mind, there was a thing, there was The Thing, its own survival horror game by Konami on the PS2 as well. So it's funny that they reminded them of that, and then The Thing, the game, came out later too.
From the executive producer of Biohazard and the creator of Mega Man, extermination is the next step
Shinji
forward.
Mikami?
You'll be amazed at the realism as weapons experts were called in to work on the project.
We worked with Mr. Ichiro Nagata. This man is knowledgeable in military affairs. He writes articles for Combat Magazine. So
Biohazard like Resident Evil, right?
In Japan.
This wasn't a Capcom
He
game
not only
though.
supervised the parts of the game having to do with guns and other firearms, he gave us all sorts of advice, such as how the characters should handle the weapons, how they should look while they're firing. We even took some of the movement in the game from the demonstrations he gave us.
From the detailed weaponry to movie-quality cutscenes that lead you through the story to the explosive gameplay,
Fucking T-1000 monster killing everybody.
you won't want to miss.
Yeah, just what you need. The T-1000 murdering everybody in the fucking Antarctic. So, the survival horror game that I did put on the list for games that I want to play this year was Clock Tower 3, but honestly it was how many known and obscure ones that there are on PS2. I could have just put anyone. Like, I could have put in Haunting Ground, Kuon, whatever one that was $1,700 million. But most of the games that I added on the list, I didn't really take much of a look at. Like, I'm glad that this is kind of giving me an inside look for most of these games. Yeah, Haunting Ground, Kuon, Rule of Rose. All right. I tell you what, I actually got to go to the bathroom again. I will be right back in like 2-3 minutes or whatever. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Alright, back. Alright, where were we? God. I think we've gotten some good coverage tonight. I mean, the one demo disc took us 2 hours, and I was infatuated with... What was that game called? Zone of the Enders? Let's look at the rest of the stuff that's on here. That was good. Old tunes. Oh, okay. Okay, so this might have been after that. Soundscope, Rayman 2. Okay, yeah, so when I was mentioning, like, when they had, like, hidden codes, so you write these down or whatever, and then you go back to the 5.1, the demo disc that we were just at, and you put these in there, and then you have these hidden demos. But, like, how is anybody supposed to know that? Without randomly guessing. So, I think there's one I want to try at some point. So they actually did have a demo of SSX on there. Orange Baby. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that actually does bring up a good point. They were advertising the website in 2001. So, right. Most of the stuff the same. There are 17 million, yep. All the Lara Croft crap. I wonder if somebody still has this beach towel in a decent condition. I have Twisted Metal Black stuff now. Yeah, I 100% for sure would buy Ape Escape stuff. Okay, yeah, so I thought there was a way that you could get PS1 saves working on the PS2 memory card, but I guess not. Island cable. I never knew anybody who even used the island cable. In fact, did they take that out of later PS2 Slim models, or was that still in there? Because I know they took out a lot of stuff for the PS2 Slim. PlayStation Japan import games work on US systems. Well, now they do. US and European system. Yeah, I'm still having trouble getting PAL games to work. I really need to invest in that, what's the RetroTink thing? Let's see how my tax return is. I'm not expecting a big tax return considering I still have a lot of bills to pay, but tax season's upon us. My sister just got her tax return, so however much money I get for taxes and however much I pay off bills. If I'm not getting a Switch, I think the next thing I want to do is probably just get the parts to get the Xbox, the OG Xbox modded. That's probably gonna be the one thing that I do with that, because I used my last tax return to fund the PlayStation 1 mode, and I used the one before that to get the GameCube loader working. So that's what I've been using my tax returns for. That's it. Okay. Hot Shots Golf 3 and Eco. I added Hot Shots Golf 4 because there was online that was added back onto that. And then Eco. One of these discs has to have a playable demo of Eco. I want to try Eco before I dive headfirst into it. Because I've heard amazing things about it, but I need to try it out for myself to see if I definitely like it. Then I'm doing Shadow of the Colossus at some point. Focus station. Is this Tokyo Game Show? Yeah, I think this is Tokyo Game Show, actually. Again, this might be a preview of things we're going to look at later. But I might actually have the, might actually have some footage of this prepared later.
Hey gang, well here we are at the Tokyo Game Show.
Yep, that's where we are.
Cousin. Now we could have shown you all the big games that you'll see at E3, but we thought we'd take the
It's funny,
road less traveled.
Monster Rancher. They did Tokyo Game Show like twice a year for the first couple of years, And then they just went back to once a year for like 2002 onwards. So they actually did 2 Tokyo Game Shows in 2001. I'm wondering if this is the spring one or the fall one.
Not to mention their own unique brand of superheroes.
Oh god, Sierra would love this. Sierra would absolutely love this.
It isn't just an adventure game, it's a dramatic hero adventure game. You have all these conversations with the heroine and other characters. You use that to
Is this one of the 17 million
it's not your typical hero thing.
visual novel games that we skipped over?
And there isn't a single scene of violence.
Are you sure about that?
Well, here's a game that involves a flamethrower. Sort of.
Oh, these are all PS1 games.
Grilled meat. The concept of the game is that you grill meat and serve it to your guests. The various preferences of
Wait,
guests are
I think I've seen that game before. What the hell is it called?
carrots, you don't serve that guest carrots. And you serve all the guests with grilled meat when it's properly done. That raises their degree of satisfaction, and you complete the game.
Is that a Simple Series game? Do they advertise Simple Series games here? Yeah, I mean, we still got budget PS1 games until like 2003 even.
So in this game, one candy is 1 kilocalorie, and you can see how many kilocalories you've used up over the distance you've run so far.
Did they have the controller for that?
Well,
I don't know.
unusual controllers were
Yeah, that's kind of
all
like
show.
Mr.
The
Driller.
most breathtaking peripheral had to be this one.
Wait, you play by breathing into the microphone?
Vocalizing into this mic. You're digging deeper and deeper. If you don't make it to the catch your breath level before you run out of air in your lungs, it's game over. We have 15
What the
types
hell?
of mini games like this.
See, when I watch a lot of Japan IRL streamers at like 2-3 a.m. when it's their afternoon there, when they usually go to like Hard Off or like all these bookstores or used game shops, there's always something new that I find there that I'm like, wait, that got released in Japan? Or, oh my god, all these horse racing games. Like, I always find something new at these places that I didn't know either had a release in Japan or was a thing. Like, even I'm surprised by all this stuff that happens here.
Racer isn't like conventional horse racing games, where you raise racing horses. Here the idea is to get the sensation of actually being a jockey.
I know they absolutely love horse racing and horse betting in Japan. They're like, was it necessary to make 30-something of these games every single year? 'Cause if you even remember the PS1 watch-along, like between the PS1 and PS2, there had to be at least 5 dozen of these. Year after year.
All in all, these games seem pretty cool. Just think twice before you give that diet game to your girlfriend.
Man. We're not even looking at the games that are playable demos on this.
E3 show in Los Angeles, we got a chance to check out the future of the PlayStation 2. Sony announced some cool new technology.
Did we look at the online? We probably did. It's just I don't remember it.
Surf the web and play online against opponents all around the world.
Yeah, I think we did. It's just why the hell not? Look at it again.
Sony Computer Entertainment and America Online teamed up to bring internet access to the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, no, I don't remember AOL ever advertising. So I know like AT&T did like an ISP for the Dreamcast online. I don't remember like AOL doing stuff for PS2 online. That'd be pretty comical though if you could like do AOL Instant Messenger on your PS2. Like if that existed or if that still exists somehow, if somebody makes like a private server, because I know there's private servers for AOL Instant Messenger.
For people who use a dial-up connection, as well as an Ethernet port for users with broadband connections like cable or DSL.
Use
This network adapter
PS2
is
for
just a
AOL
retail
Instant
price of
Messenger.
$39.95. A small price to pay for all the features it will make possible, along with regular.
I mean, you can run Linux on this thing. It was essentially built as a microcomputer.
Will let PlayStation 2 owners access streaming media in the Real Player and Flash format.
Real Player.
Have the ability to bring dynamic content from the internet and from various networks into games that are typically located just on static.
It's Harry Potter in the background.
Clearly, bringing the internet to the PlayStation 2 will open up a world of possibilities, and in the next few years, those possibilities will expand even more.
For instance, we saw a demonstration of high-definition video playback on a PlayStation 2, and it was incredible. The PlayStation 2 is playing back HDTV quality video in real time from a hard drive. So how will you be able to get HDTV movies on your PlayStation 2 hard drive? Simply download it from the network.
In the future, if we get a high bandwidth of the networking system, so instead of the playback from the hard drive...
They had to start at some point. I will give them credit for being, you know, pioneers of innovation. That, you know, doing this from a PlayStation 2 long before the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 made it standard. Yeah, I mean, there was, like, unofficial video players for the PS1, and there was, like, a video CD card for the Saturn, too. But, like, once, you know, this generation started to come into effect, like, that's when it started to, you know, sort of become mainstream as it led into the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 for later on. Alright. Go. One bike and extra character. That's it. Not a complete set. Panda bear costume unlocked. Alright, well, after all that, what games did they actually have available on this, Oh my god, Toonami. No fucking way. Really?
This could be your last chance for freedom and power.
Alright, now this is making both of us feel old. Why is this on a PS2 demo disc? Yeah, imagine opening up a PS2 demo disc and you get a fucking trailer for the next Dragon Ball Z episode. Tenchi Muyo! Fucking Tenchi Muyo is on this! Dude. Dude. Fucking really, man. I did not account for that. Oh man, that's too good. Okay, Legacy of Kain will still read too. No. No. Bion. Well, Noah 2. Okay, there's Eco. It's actually a playable demo. I was wondering. You know what? Let's dive into Eco. We got 20 minutes. I need to see how good this game is. That caught me off guard. Alright. Jump. Hopefully that's enough to remember. Alright, let's find out what makes the PS2 great. Oh, camera. Okay, well, first of all, where am I? This is a very liminal game. Who did this one? I think it was just Team Eco, right? They didn't really have a name. Yeah, Team Eco, Japan Studio. Oh, the guys who did Ape Escape? This is basically just Sony themselves. Nothing else here I can do. Anybody else want to lend a hand here? Will I? I don't know. I kind of don't like games that make me feel like I'm an idiot immediately. Okay, you can move the D-pad. None of the other shoulder buttons except R1 do anything. Great demo, am I right? Oh. Yeah, that would have been nice to know. Just no indication. Thank you. Yeah, I'll figure it out. It only takes me 20 minutes. It makes me look like an idiot. Oh, you gotta be shit. Okay, now what? I have to go back and get her. But it's a PS2 game. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. There's a ladder that I can barely see in the back. Oh, great. Alright. It didn't come out the same day as Metal Gear Solid 2, did it? No. It is. I thought this did. No, I'm playing this on a... Where did you go? Oh. I mean, you'd think with me guiding 2 characters at once, this game probably would have ended up better as a co-op game, right? You want to know the reason why I like Portal 2 so much? Because I can still breeze through it and still have a laugh at the story. Never mind having to do all those puzzles again. And the game just crashed. Well, no, it didn't crash. Oh, wait, no. No, it's still going, right? It's still going? I'm not seeing anything on my screen. I didn't black it out. European version. After you clear the game. I mean, what's the fun in that? I don't know, teach somebody else to play the game. Okay, no, there we go. What the hell? Yeah, the game kind of just bugged out on me. Let's see if it fixes. Again, I'm running this off the hard drive, so... Yeah, the game kind of just bugged out on me. This feels reminiscent of a lot of indie games that I've played and seen recently. Like, you know what Limbo is, right? The indie game Limbo? The Shadows. Maybe that's where most of this stuff drew inspiration from. Oh. What are you doing? Finally. Alright, so you gotta have a lot of patience for this. Alright, now what? Just came in that way, right? Oh. Ugh. Oh. Game isn't very clear on telling you where to go and what to do. Oh shit. I gotta be honest, I'm lost and confused, and I feel like if I play this game anymore, it's just gonna piss me off. What a weird game. What a very weird intro to a game, if that was the intro of it. Who came up with this? Like, what is the background behind Eco? I think I'm glad I'm choosing Shadow of the Colossus over Eco and Okami. As far as all the other games, games. They got trailers for these. Yeah. This one reminds me a lot of Drakengard. What is this Draken? I mean, I enjoy me some Panzer Dragoon. Weekend 2. Weekend 3. Release January 2002. Okay, so a little bit of a delay. As far as everything else, I think I've seen just about all I need to for tonight. That was... Let me just close it off. Holy fuck, that was a roadshow. That was quite the show of things that we've seen today. It was nice to return to E301. I missed that place. Yeah, Zone of the Enders. I might be talking about that game for a little bit longer now. That was a lot of good demos, a lot of good things that I haven't seen in a while before. So I appreciate that. I've missed doing demo disc streams a lot for a while. I know I was supposed to do a lot more for PS1. And now that I have PS2, I guess I can cover both grounds. So, who knows? In between, I know I mentioned during the Season 4 announcement stream that we would be doing more demo disc showcases and even some prototypes. So, if we get around to just doing this even once a month even, for PS2 stuff, that'll satisfy me. Well, as you know, I am having surgery on my back again on Tuesday, so this is the last time that you're gonna see me before that happens. So if I live, God willing, I'm obviously taking Tuesday and Wednesday off, and I'll probably be gone Thursday, so at the earliest, maybe Friday night. So I'm probably gonna be gone until Friday or Saturday. And hopefully if I'm feeling well, we can start Mario Galaxy next week. But again, it all depends on how surgery recovery goes. I wasn't looking forward to this, but we gotta get it done anyways. Alright, well, now that that's all said and done, thanks so much for everybody who's been here. Man, Zone of the Enders is literally only 6 hours. I might be able to just do that in 2 days worth. It depends on how much I can squeeze in, for scheduling. We're almost at the end of the month anyways. We're switching to Wii stuff soon. Okay, who's on? I know Kyle's on. Kyle's always the safest bet. He's doing Billy Hatcher. I was gonna raid Demi, but Demi went off. Okay, let's just go to Kyle's. Alright, well, here's hoping for a successful surgery. Not looking forward to it, but it's gotta be done. Alright, are we done? Yeah, we're done. Take care. Good night.